Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I'm Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about movies, music, and
whatever else the hell we find interesting.
That's true. So today's episode is going to be about the new movie, I guess in the Deadpool franchise, called Deadpool 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to give this is a B+. Because, one, I don't think it's better than the first one. And two, I think the story was better written in the first one than in the second one. But it still had a lot of good jokes in there. It still had some good character interactions. And I did like Cable a lot in this movie. He's not as funny as the video game version of him, but he's still pretty good.
His guns are almost damn near the same size, though.
Yeah, they got his look correct. Ignore background noises. It got his look. I
watched you do it. That's the worst part. I was like, what the hell is he up to right now?
No, so it got his look correct. Deadpool was fine. I got the story and everything. The jokes were pretty good. I like the X-Men jokes. And all that. And even have cameos and everything. I just felt like overall, it felt like a sequel. Still, what's a good example? It's like what Fast and Furious 4 was. It's a good movie, but not as good as the first one. But it can get better. And I like the introduction of Domino.
Mm-hmm. Dope.
Yeah, she was pretty good. Shout out to the actress. Van from Atlanta. She doing big things, stepping up in the world.
Mm-hmm. Lucky girl.
I know.
No pun intended.
Leave bum ass Earn alone. But
she got lucky along the way.
True. But yeah, B+. I still recommend seeing it in the theaters. I think it'd be a fun experience if you are a fan of Deadpool. What do you think of Deadpool 2?
I'm gonna go off. I'm not with Shanique on this one. I'm gonna give this movie an A+. I had no problem with the movie. I thought I could watch either the first one or the second one and have probably the same amount of entertainment value on my end. Because I enjoyed my way all the way through the movie. Like, don't get me wrong. I guess the only probably drawback I got from it, which I guess is not really much of a drawback, but like when they had sad Deadpool in there because the girlfriend died, and like, we were all like, oh, that's what this movie's gonna be about, Deadpool brooding. It was on that for a little bit, but then it bounced back really quick because it's a Deadpool movie and it doesn't take that long for him to be funny. Ryan Reynolds nails this freaking role. I don't think I think right now he's just contractually obligated to just be Deadpool and nothing else. I don't want to see Ryan Reynolds do any more super movies unless he is Deadpool. Now, that being said, I thought everything else in the movie was great. Introduction of new characters, however long or short they may have existed in the movie. Spoilers in this podcast, guys. Heavy spoilers. But like, I thought all the characters were pretty cool. Dopinder had a much bigger part in this movie than he had in the first one.
Yep.
And to be honest, he had some good comedic timing as well, so I'm just going to say well written. Granted, Deadpool kept saying, it was lazy in writing for a lot of the parts. I'm going to say it was well written. But yeah, I had a hell of a time watching it. I laughed my ass off. I did think, the action was good as usual. Cause,
the action was fine.
It's great. Yeah. And I'm not going to jump into it right now, but a great surprise character came in the movie that was not in any trailers or whatnot. I didn't even know this was going to happen. But yeah, we'll get to that. You know what I'm talking about. Big guy.
Oh, yeah. She
had a question mark above her head. I don't know what was going on in her head, guys. But yeah, let's get into this.
All right, so at this point in the podcast, this is when the spoilers come in. If you don't care, stick around, If you do care, watch it and then let us know if you agree with our opinions of this movie. And let's get back into it. So, spoiler. The opening scene. So, basically, it opens the scene, typical Deadpool, he kills himself. And it does give a little nod out to Logan, which I thought was pretty cool.
He was talking about that for a while, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah. It's like, what he does, die.
He's trying to one-up me, like, oh, he went ahead and fucking died. I can't do that. I'm Deadpool.
But this gives me a question. Like, what's the timeline of Deadpool? Like, is he current?
I want to say he is.
But then the X-Men cameo doesn't make sense.
A lot of things in Deadpool don't make sense. He technically killed himself in the past, so technically,
Okay, okay, that's different because at least like he killed himself, and then he didn't really kill himself.
Right, exactly.
But then he time traveled and all this other stuff. That's different. The X-Men thing. This is before time travel happened. That don't make sense.
Well, I guess that was just like a little thing to say, hey, here's some X-Men that you guys were complaining about last time about the house being empty. Granted, you were right. She did bring something in the theater, and she was like, they should all be old because we.
It should be the Halle Berry
we saw
version of X-Men.
Right, we saw Age of Apocalypse.
Patrick Stewart,
Right.
Even Deadpool mentioned that it smelled like Patrick Stewart. I'm like, but nigga, they have the X-Men from not Days of Future Past. First Class and Apocalypse. They have that version of the X-Men. They don't have like the first X-Men like trilogy ones because that's what they should have if it's current day.
They would have had Logan there too if that was the case. So yeah, you're right.
I know, and then he's dead apparently. So I don't know. Deadpool's on his own timeline, chilling.
I think that was just one of them things where like it wasn't really meant to be official. Like it was just something they threw in there to make a joke because he was talking about the newer X-Men. But like he talked about the dude with the wings, Angel. He talked about him like twice, I think, in the movie.
That's X-Men too.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, you're right. But I think that was just there to show that, the X-Men was... It's a joke. I don't take too many things in Deadpool movies too seriously, only because I know, like, that timeline don't make no goddamn sense.
Yeah, the timeline don't make sense, which is fine.
But yeah, I doubt it's, like, any kind of, like, canon in this movie. Like...
I mean, they showed it like it was, so that's why I was like, a little weird.
Right.
But, yeah, so, in the beginning, he killed himself, and then it fast forward to 6 weeks beforehand, and you find out why he killed himself. First of all, the action sequences he had all over the world, I thought that was a great way to open the movie. I like the one in Tokyo where he fought like those...
The naked guys with the swords?
Yeah. I like the one, even the one in is it a meth lab? I don't know. It's some place where the guy had a panic room. I don't know.
Right.
Some type of lab for drugs. And he had a panic room, and Deadpool just went home, and it leads to like the big reason why he goes on this journey. They kill Vanessa essentially, and I was like, no, I didn't want her to die.
Yeah. That's what's cool.
I mean, I wouldn't like if she did. I'd be understand Deadpool, blah blah blah. But I was like, no, I don't want her to die at all. But they did, and I felt so bad. But honestly, I can't take Ryan Reynolds acting sad with the face burns. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I thought that whole sequence was cool. What do you think of like the fighting across the world, right up to Vanessa kicking the bucket?
I think they realized, okay, we found our good formula now. We already have Deadpool established. No origin story needs to be established. Just jump right into the guns and the swords. The first one in China was pretty dope. The one where he just like got shot the fuck up and then like he ordered a drink. That was pretty funny. He was pretty funny in this weird strip club thing. I don't know what was going on there. I couldn't really figure it out. The one Shanique was talking about just a while ago with the Japanese people with the samurai swords. That was hilarious. Brutally bloody. The people were getting like amputated and shit. That was awesome. And back when he came back to the lab, which Shanique was talking about, that was cool too because like, it was in slow motion. The guy just running toward the camera the entire time, and Deadpool just in the back, fucking shit up. There's a guy on fire. I don't even know what point that even happened, but it was cool.
Yeah.
And this is where Dopinder makes his debut in the movie, and not debut, but like his first appearance in the movie, and he was pretty cool. He's going for like a clearly more of a psychic role now, which I thought was gonna be Weasel, but I guess T.J. Miller has some things going on.
Oh yeah, he gone.
Right,
he's not even going to be in the third.
Yeah,
I heard it's either going to be Deadpool 3 or X-Force.
I heard Deadpool 3, but I don't know. I'll be okay with either option considering how this movie went.
Yeah, they're either going to do X-Force and then Deadpool 3, or inverse, or Deadpool 3 will be X-Force.
Maybe you're right.
One of the three options. But T.J. Miller, he was doing things he wasn't supposed to do, so they cut his scenes, and they kicked him out.
It was just kind of a shame because I kind of liked him in this movie.
Yeah. He's had very good comedic timing with Ryan Reynolds. So he works as the best friend. But yeah, he had to go.
Yeah.
We don't got time for that behavior anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very sad when Vanessa died. Like when that happened, I was like, no, sad face.
Yeah,
I did not like that. I was like, this is too sad for a Deadpool movie. Can he start cracking jokes?
Right, because like during the monologue, he definitely was saying like this is a family movie and all that, and I'm like, you're about to blow yourself up though. So I don't know how this is gonna lead into that, but sure, we'll get to that.
And he's wrong. This is not a family movie. Do not bring your children to this.
Like people did in this theater. Like, really, yo?
Oh, yeah, I did see kids. I mean, there wasn't any sex in it. Just
mean,
a lot of violence. So if you don't care about the violence or the cursing, bring your children.
It was weird, though, because like, I know Deadpool and Vanessa have some weird sex. I don't know what's going on there. But
not in this movie.
Not in this movie. You're right, because the first one was a little more on the nose.
There was some,
like, he was actually taking
sex.
up his ass, right? He was taking up his ass in the first one.
He didn't like that, though. He didn't like that.
I mean, as far as we know, because she clearly still using strap-on, so, you know.
Yeah, that was weird.
He's like, oh, cool, we can have a kid now, get the strap-on. And she was like, I don't think that's how it works.
I don't think how that works either. But to a little kid, he's like, I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
Bring on Deadpool. That's all he care about.
Right.
Some little girls, some little boys in there. All I say, if you want to bring your children, go right ahead. I will not judge you.
I'm not co-signing that. Do not.
I will not judge you, but you will have questions to answer for it after this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so after Vanessa dies, right? We pick up with we're launching forward to 6 weeks to where Deadpool is blowing himself up, and he sees Vanessa and their version of heaven, and she said, "Oh, your heart's not in the right place."
Mm-hmm.
So he can't die yet, right? And so he's like, my heart's not in the right place. I need to do something for your child.
Mm-hmm.
So he joins the X-Men. That shit was funny. So what do you think of the scene where, which is probably one of my favorite scenes, is where we meet Russell for the first time at the orphanage. That whole sequence. And also the sequence of him just fucking around in the X-Men house.
I thought that was hilarious because him coming back and having, you know, Colossus give him another chance. I was like, oh, that's great. Colossus is back, by the way. He looks really good in this movie. I actually enjoyed his action scenes in this movie a lot more than the first ones, to be honest. Because we're going to get to why, though. I just don't want to see this person's name just yet, because this character...
Yeah, the reveal is important.
But yeah, him dicking around inside the X-Men house, or the mansion, should I say, was pretty cool, because like this is a lot of where pop culture references come in. He talked about like the old X-Men. He talked about Angel, Patrick Stewart.
Yep.
It's like a whole bunch of stuff going on. He was even in his chair wearing Cerebro.
And like, he broke Cerebro.
Dicking around, acting like he could see into the future, using Cerebro in not the way Cerebro was meant to be used. And Colossus is just like, please stop fucking shit up. And I just thought that was cool. Like, Colossus is always babysitting Deadpool for whatever reason. Don't know why, but I love fucking seeing Colossus and Deadpool interact. Now, when we go forward to Russell now, he's having a temper tantrum, and he's coming out of Essex House, which in the comics leads to Mr. Sinister, actually, which Unique knows a lot about now because she beat the game.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's actually Mr. Sinister's, house, I guess, or corporation, really. That's what it really was. But I thought it was cool. I think he has a cool power. He just like throws fire from his hands or heat or something like that.
Fire fist.
Yeah, his name's corny as shit. And Deadpool hilariously points that out. And by the way, Negasonic Teenage Witch is Negasonic Teenage Warhead is back. That was an accident, guys. Negasonic Teenage Warhead is back, and she has a girlfriend, and she's cool because she just did.
What's her girlfriend though?
Yuki.
Because her girlfriend is actually an X-Men character, but what's her
I don't know anything about Yukio, to be honest.
Okay,
that's new information to me. That's uncharted territory. But like, her only part in this movie was to talk to Deadpool and be like hi or bye, and like that's their whole relationship, and it works so well.
She got into the fight a little bit.
Yeah, she got like a little bit in bold capital letters. Large font, a little bit. She had like one action scene in the whole movie.
At least she had.
You're
one.
right. She's just glad to be there. But yeah, I thought Russell was pretty cool. I thought the fact that Russell for some reason gravitated toward Deadpool so fast was pretty cool too.
Well, I think he gravitated towards Deadpool because Deadpool shot at those people that hurt him. Yeah, that's why he gravitated towards him. Deadpool saw the marks. He said, "Yo, did the man hurt you?" He shot them all up. Colossus was like, we do not do this.
Right, that was rule number one.
And he's like, fuck your rules.
Rule number one is to organize everything in the refrigerator with a label or something like that.
Yeah, he kept saying like random things as he was killing a lot of people.
Right.
And then apparently there's a mutant jail.
Yeah, which leads into the next scene now, where Russell thinks he's some kind of like jail gangster or something like that.
Yeah, and he has a gel pick in his jail wallet.
Gel pen?
Whatever. He used it as a lockpick at one point, so that's why I said pick.
That's the most like...
Ugh, but how do you get that up? His jail wallet's his ass, right?
Yeah.
So, I was like, how the fuck he get it up his ass? That's sharp.
I like the way Deadpool was like, I can hear you rummaging around in there.
Yep.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, so mutant gel, they put you in these collars that basically make you a human, essentially.
Yeah, lose all your powers, right?
Right. But for Deadpool, that means now his cancer cells grow back.
Mm-hmm. So he's just coughing up blood the whole time.
So he was just it was just disgusting. He was just not in a good place. And then, Russell and him get into a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also where we see Cable for the first time.
Yes.
Cable's introduction is he's in like his house and it's like burnt up and he's like, yeah. And then he travels back in time to basically try to kill Russell.
Mm-hmm.
And spoiler, which I think you could tell by the scene in the movie, he's trying to kill Russell because he's probably the guy who killed his family in the future.
Yeah, right.
Which the future is really advanced because Russell's 14 or some shit. That's what, 20 years from now?
Yeah, I guess so. That's true.
And apparently a lot of shit happens. But I thought, what did you think of Cable's introduction and his first like action sequence in the jail?
I mean, Cable was cool. I mean, the action sequence in the jail was a big part of the trailer that we saw, which seeing it in the actual movie is still pretty much just as good. I don't think this was immediate where like he told us about Russell's involvement with why he came back.
But I figured it out pretty. That part was predictable,
right? Considering the whole fire thing and like he was like at a burnt corpse, and I was like, that's probably what's going on here. But yeah, I thought Cable looked good. Josh Brolin is the villain of the year, considering he's like Cable. Well, he was not really a villain in this movie per se, but he's carrying on a lot of characters very well. So I give him credit for that. He looked good. The eye and the mechanical arm looked good. His action scenes. I think he had probably the most convenient fucking laser shield or whatever the fuck it was. Like, that thing.
He has that in the game.
Oh, I mean, listen, I'm just saying the thing is convenient as shit because it's bulletproof. It can take shots from his own gun.
But he was still getting fucked up, though.
You're right. I guess it only stops bullets for some reason. Cause
it's not it's not reflective. So every time they got an attack that, like can move him, he would still fly back, but at least he wouldn't feel the attack directly. But he'll hit the wall behind him.
Right.
It doesn't reflect anything. It doesn't, deflect anything at all. It just stops it from hitting him, but it doesn't stop the force from affecting him. Which I was like, that's kind of lame, but at least you don't die.
Right, that's true. But yeah, I thought, let's moving forward with this. One thing I thought too, two things I'm going to put out here, so I can finally get into talking about who we want to talk about. There was a maximum security part of the prison with apparently a really huge guy there. But while Cable is fucking shit up, Deadpool is trying to save Russell from getting killed by Cable. And Cable is just fucking up both guards and inmates at the same time. And I thought that was great. Like, I don't know. Deadpool was even holding his own without his powers trying to save Russell. Even though he clearly does not give a shit about Russell.
I think he low-key cares.
Not at the time. I don't think he cared at the time.
At the time, I think he cared because Cable was trying to kill him and he saw Russell as a kid. I don't think he cared about Russell as an individual.
Right, he's like, don't be an asshole and kill children. Yeah,
that's basically what his thing was. So I guess the most surprising, for me, I thought Cable was good. He's not as funny.
He gets funnier later on in the movie, not right now. He starts off, don't get me wrong, Cable wasn't necessarily a funny character.
But
in the game, he's funny.
He's funny because his reaction to Deadpool. But I think in the game it's because they already have a relationship.
Right.
This is they're just me. I bet when they just met, it was like,
Right.
I don't like this nigga.
I don't like this motherfucker right here.
Yeah, exactly. So, I thought the mutant jail looked hella inhumane in a weird way. Also, I'm surprised they threw children mutants with grown ass men mutants.
And some females were in there too, which was something I realized.
Yeah, I'm like,
some
if you're
females were in
gonna,
the same like cell blocks and shit. I was like, wait, hold up.
I know they're mutants, but if you're gonna take all their powers, then you need to separate them normally.
Right.
Even though sometimes children do go in with adult men if they get charged as adults. But like the women and the men, I didn't get that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can still get hurt now that they don't have their powers to defend themselves. So you need to actually act accordingly. But whatever, this is fiction land. So before we tell, because we're gonna get to your part, but I want to talk about the X-Force because it happened beforehand.
Yeah. So okay, pretty much just to like fill in the gap here, because of Deadpool and Cable's fighting, they leave the jail.
Yes.
But and so did
Russell.
Well, no, Russell actually he's in a convoy. All the inmates being transferred.
Yeah.
So like, there's a convoy now. But like Cable and Deadpool get split up, and now everyone's trying to get to Russell. Deadpool's trying to save him now because he had like this weird epiphany with his wife again, saying, "Hey, save the fucking kid." That's what you didn't take care of something, like. And he
still said,
equates
like,
it to a kid. So raising a kid that they couldn't raise because she died.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and so Deadpool's like, all right, I gotta stop Cable from killing this kid.
Mm-hmm.
So they assemble a team. What did you think of the team? I thought Domino's my favorite character. If I had to pick a favorite character in this movie, it's Domino. She's like my number one. Then Deadpool and then Cable. That's my ranking. I don't know if Michael agrees.
My exact same.
Okay, cool. So Domino I thought was cool. I thought she was so close to comic book accurate, except that she was black.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's literally the only thing. But it works fine. Like, from her, once she was, like, in costume, I could tell she was Domino. And they basically, I thought one joke was really funny. It's when they interviewed this guy named Peter. Right?
Yeah, in the trailer, yeah.
And it looked like it was an old photo of him without a mustache and buff and stuff. And then he's out of shape. He got a mustache. He looked like a dad.
Yep.
He looked like a dad that's just like, I'm having a midlife crisis. Let me just join the X-Force.
Right.
And also, what is it? I forgot. The cab driver was like, motherfucker,
Depender, right, because he got in, right.
without even trying. And Depender is like, yo, I'm here, I got courage. And Deadpool's like, sit your ass down. We don't want you. We don't want you at all.
Right.
And he proved that he was mostly should stay in the car.
Right.
But, there was Vanisher. Now, I do have a question for you, since you're a Marvel comic reader more than me. Was all those members of the X-Force, were those characters real besides Domino? And Peter. I feel like Peter's not a real character.
The only one I know of was the guy that vomits in Shatterstar. I only know about those two. I don't know about Vanisher. I don't know. I think Peter, actually, he works in Weapon X or something like that, which is kind of weird that he's here. I wish I got his last name, but I'm pretty sure it's the same Peter. One of the guys that ran Weapon X for Wolverine and Deadpool and all them guys. Bedlam, I don't know who that is. Vanisher, I don't know. But yeah, Shatterstar and the Vomity guy. Only two guys I know about.
Yeah,
and it's weird because they kind of had a similar thing in the books where like they died immediately. So I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it was very funny.
High wind advisory, guys.
Everyone knew the wind was bad. Everyone knew.
Mm-hmm. Everyone on the plane knew the wind was bad. Everyone off the plane knew the wind was bad.
Yeah. The whole scene where the X-Force died, that was probably my favorite scene.
Not my favorite scene, but it was one of the scenes I laughed the hardest at. I will get to my scene that I laughed the hardest at, and I think Shanique knows which one it is, too.
I think I might actually know what it is. But yeah, to me that's my favorite scene because I liked all of it, and I'm just thinking like, yo, them kids that in here, you about to see some things you're not supposed to see.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like the way Shadowcat, that's not his name. Shadow something. The guy with the red hair. Shatterstar. The way he died, ugh. He went into the helicopter thing.
Planet Mojo.
And
Alien.
The guy who spit like the mucus, the toxic mucus, killed Peter by accident, and then went into the garbage thing.
The shredder,
and I was like, ugh.
And then Bedlam, the black guy, you forgot about him.
Terry Crews.
Yeah, Terry Crews. He on landing, he got finished.
Yeah.
I think he like barely hit I don't think he was like an inch off the ground before he got hit by a bus, and I was like, that was the end of that.
Yeah. And then Domino's like, I'm almost there. Her power is so OD though. Like, it's
Listen.
not okay. But no, it's not okay. It's not fair.
I have changed my mind now. If I was to have a superpower, that's what I want my superpower to
be super fucking lucky.
Hell yeah! Did you see how that shit worked out for her?
That's not fair. But you know, she could still fight though.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
So that makes it even worse. Like, she could fight, she knows how to use guns, and she's super lucky. So even the most trained person will not hit her.
And it's cool too, because Deadpool was even like, "Yo, that's a weird sounding power." And they're back and forth in the beginning too, where she was getting hired. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And even when she was landing, he was saying something to her like, "Your luck power doesn't seem very cinematic," while all this crazy action shit is happening right around her. Like, cars are flipping and like barely missing her.
Yeah.
She's running right through the fucking traffic. She didn't get affected as much by the wind advisory thing on landing. And I was like, wow, this is my new favorite superpower in the world. I just want to be fucking lucky as shit. Just like play the lottery over and over and over again and just always win.
Hey, that's not being a superhero.
Superpower, not superhero. Okay, there's a difference.
Yeah, you're supposed to use it for good though.
I have a superpower, not a superhero. I can donate the money. Probably will donate some of it.
He ain't gonna donate a goddamn thing. I'm putting you on blast. You're not gonna donate.
Listen,
anything.
when I win all this money, all these millions, I'll bring this podcast up to Shanique and be like, watch me donate this $1. And I'll be right.
What? Yo, that is... Yo, I had to look at you.
Yo, she paused so hard, yo.
I was like, what the hell is that? No, alright. So, the big scene, they're trying to rescue Russell from the convoy. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really cool, because Cable came in.
Right.
Because the guy T.J. Miller played, Snitch. Mm-hmm. He didn't even try. He was like, nah, I don't go
Cable about to torture him. He was like, I'm not about that life. What you want to know?
Yeah, so he snitched. They found him. And the fight between Cable, Domino, and then... Yeah, Cable, Domino. I thought that was really cool.
I thought that was cool. Which kind of shows to go to Shanique. Yeah, you're kind of right. Even if you know all martial arts and you're a good marksman with a gun, you're going to be really unlucky fighting Domino. Like, your gun will just jam the traffic.
How do you beat someone like her?
You don't. You get unlucky, man. You can't beat luck. That's one of those universal...
So, okay. Could she be Superman then?
Probably.
That's not okay.
She's lucky as shit. She probably
What's going to happen? He's going to shoot laser at her. It's going to reflect
kryptonite meteor is going to drop from the sky and hit him right in the goddamn face, and he's going to be finished.
She's realistically lucky, though. She can't cause cosmic events, but what can happen is her...
Listen, that kryptonite meteor might already be on its way, and it conveniently drops right when she wants to fight Superman.
What?
Domino wins. Domino's the most OP character in all of Marvel history. Set her up against Thanos, please.
They need all the luck they can get.
Oh, yeah, they need some Domino right now.
Yeah, check out that podcast, Infinity War, all day.
It's a long podcast, man.
Is it?
Was that one like hour and change?
I think so, but it didn't feel long.
Yeah, we were talking a lot, but it's
a
good lot of information.
It was a lot, yeah. That movie is 3 hours, so of course it's going to have a lot. But I thought that whole convoy scene was really cool.
Dope.
And then the whole thing with Deadpool trying to catch up, I thought was really smart. That was smart writing. I agree with that.
He's on a moped.
I know, but it was typical Deadpool and it made sense. And the crazy thing is, that I have to say is, that they included the one and only. Oh, who did you think the guy in Maximum Security was?
I had two guesses. My guess right now, you already know my guess was right. My first guess was right. But my second guess was going to be somebody else.
Who was it?
Hold on. Who the hell was I thinking it was? I'm so like high off of my actual right answer. I forgot who it was. Rhino. That's what I thought it was. But I'm like, why would they bring in a Spider-Man villain into this though? Cause I'm like, I figured it was like cause he pretty much like, fill you guys in. Deadpool said he didn't care about the kid and the kid heard it. So he's like, and the kid was pretty much like, attached to Deadpool at the hip. He was like, oh man, you're super cool and super strong. You're a badass. So yada, yada, yada. But Deadpool wasn't having none of it. At that time, he just wanted to die and get the fuck over with. So when he got his feelings hurt, he went to find out the most dangerous person in the jail and made friends with them by just saying, "Here's my lunch. Are we cool now?" That's pretty much how it happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, my first guess was Rhino because I figured it was someone big. I'm like, who the hell is big in the X-Men universe?
And you know what? It's funny because it turned out to be Drum roll,
The
Juggernaut.
freaking Juggernaut. This is how you hide someone in your trailers. Take notes, BVS. But yeah, this is how you hide someone.
They should have hired. BVS should have had Doomsday and Wonder Woman.
I agree.
Because they had enough material with just Batman and Superman and Lex. But they did not hide it. Well, they showed the face because he called her Diana. Everyone knew that was Wonder Woman.
Well, yeah, but like, you
They didn't show
see
her in action,
right?
So that was pretty cool. Like, that was a great surprise. But you saw Doomsday a little bit. So
yeah.
So that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's true. They are keeping him on the wraps, which, good job.
Yeah, but definitely Juggernaut was a big surprise.
Now, one thing I want to say about Juggernaut real quick. The last time we seen him on screen was, I think, X-Men 3.
I thought he looked better in X-Men 3.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a lot more CGI'd out now. But, like, as far as action scenes go...
I mean, you know what it is? Better. I thought he looked better as a character in X-Men 3. Like...
Well, that's because he's not in the jail jumpsuit, though, which I agree with that part. He's not in the jail jumpsuit, though.
He looked fake. I'm assuming they got a real actor and just did some CGI with him. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's completely CGI.
Right. I think only his face is really showing, so that's all you got to work with right now.
I think here's the thing. I think his body CGI and then the upper, like the eyes and stuff.
For real.
It's just like, I actually think 90% of this dude is CGI.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, unless you can find someone who's like 11 feet tall and weighs about 800 pounds.
But, like, I think in X-Men 3, they just put muscle on top of a real person. And then, like, they had the mask and everything, but they just, like, made them bigger. This one, I think they just created a person from scratch from CGI. So I was like, fine. And, like, so when he was walking around, I was like, it looked hella fake compared to Russell being there.
Oh, sorry, folks.
Compared to Russell being there. Mm-hmm. But when he was fighting one of Colossus at the end, I was like, all right.
Wait. We're skipping a very important scene now. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say, I'm not going to go into it, but I'm saying when he was fighting Colossus at the very end, I was like, yeah, that's fine. Well, he looked fine when he was in motion, but when he was just walking around and talking, really? It looked kind of bad to me.
I mean, CGI is always noticeable. I think this one was pretty well done for what it is.
I don't know. The one with Tony Stark at the beginning of Age of Ultron, when they made him younger, that wasn't really noticeable. The only reason that we obviously know is CGI is because Robert Downey Jr. is older. But had I not known he was older, I would have thought that was really him.
Well, that's also modeling a small person versus modeling someone as big as the freaking Juggernaut,
I mean, but it's been done and better done. But, like, I'm just saying, in motion, because of the quick cuts and everything, it looks really good. It's when he was, like, walking around and talking and stuff, I'm like, I need you to fight, because you look hella fake to
Interesting. Me. I thought he was cool. I thought even his voice work was pretty cool.
No, the voice was fine.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just saying his body, when it was standing still and I actually could look at it, then I was like, But when he was moving and stuff, I was fine with it. But this was a good surprise. I'm glad Deadpool didn't give it away.
Oh, hell yeah. I absolutely enjoyed this. I was looking at it happen, and I was like, oh, man, he's about to show himself. And I was like, man, this guy is big as shit, because he pretty much broke one of the convoys in half. And
including Deadpool.
He for sure tore Deadpool in two pieces. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was really funny. But yeah,
Domino was like, man, what the fuck is this? I should have stayed in college.
Right, I should have graduated college, right?
What is happening right now?
But yeah, I thought that was cool. But yeah, this leads into the next part now, where Deadpool does not have his lore, have his body, and he's slowly regenerating. Shaniqua's already shaking her head.
That's the most funny thing to you, right?
Yo, in the first movie, it was his hands. And now in this movie, they really just followed up on the same thing. I guess gave him like a nod to it or something like that. And like he had baby legs. Now, the whole scene, I'll admit, it was painfully long and like painfully awkward, but I enjoyed it, yo. It was too much.
And this is when like Deadpool and Cable eventually team up. And you know what also made me low-key laugh? Is when he took his first steps.
Yeah, the little weird waddle he did, yo.
Yeah, because he couldn't walk. He had baby legs, so he couldn't walk.
There were so many good jokes about how weird that shit was. So many good ones.
Yeah, T.J. Miller was really funny in that whole scene. That was his crown scene. Like, that was like, if I had to give a ghost star this scene stealer right there.
Yeah. I mean, granted, Deadpool helps, because I feel like him just doing all that weird shit too. And Blind Al, poor lady. She got to deal with so much. Like, she just touches things and don't even know what the fuck is happening.
I know, but like there was a scene where Deadpool was like, "You explain it," and then
Right.
he went on like a 30-second rant about how
Right.
weird this shit looked. It did look weird once they like teamed up with it.
They're going full shirt cock.
Yep.
Full Winnie the Pooh.
Yep.
That's funny. And even it's funny too when Domino came in, she was like, "Wow," and like Deadpool was thought, talking about the legs. She was like, "No, your face is just really fucked up. I never saw you without your mask before." I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was actually a good joke.
So now Dupinder's like drive. Everyone got together. And they're pretty much like trying to stop the kid from getting his first kill, because that's why he started going on a rampage and killing Cable's family. So Dupinder's driving everyone. Dupinder's still one of my favorite characters, and for some reason, like there's this running joke now with Cable being a racist.
Yeah, Deadpool just randomly called him a racist because this guy who wasn't even black,
Right.
Cable didn't like
It's
him.
called like Black Tom or something, Black Tomcat or something like that.
He called him Black Todd, but
Right.
Todd was not his name, and he was not a black man. So
Right.
I don't know why he called him Black
And
Todd.
because Cable killed him, he was like, "Yo, you just killed the black guy. Why are you racist?" So yeah, that's like a running thing with Cable now. I thought that was so funny the way they followed up with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're on their way. Is this where it is? No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Wait, what are you talking about?
My favorite song or part of the soundtrack in this movie.
Oh shit! Holy shit! Balls!
Yo, let me tell you, this is the perfect Deadpool thing to happen in like this movie. It was crazy too, because at one of my absolute favorite action scenes, outside the intro action scene, granted one of my favorite, in the convoy scene, this thing with like Juggernaut and Colossus fighting. Granted, Deadpool introduced it as incoming CGI fight. I thought it was still a really fucking good CGI fight.
Yeah,
Like,
it was. It was
great.
It looked good.
And I thought it was a great matchup. I never thought about like, who would win, Colossus or Juggernaut? In my opinion, I think Juggernaut would actually win.
Well, according to the movie,
Well,
he also had help though.
yeah, right.
But Colossus held his own though. He was taking them hits, but he was bringing them right back.
That's true. He looked good. I was like I said before, I thought his action scene in this movie was a lot better than his last one when he fought that girl who like punched him in the dick.
Well, that's because he got blinded by her.
He
shouldn't have got blinded by the titties.
He was trying to help her. Like, yo, he's trying to be a gentleman in the middle of a fight. He's trying to be, fucking chivalrous. That's the word I'm looking for.
Fucking
I
shiver.
was loading. I was like 90.
That was your loading
It
screen?
got stuck at 99% for like a little bit.
What the fuck?
Old school video games. But yeah, like I was like, yeah, like he was trying to help her, but like I don't know. Granted, it was fun to watch that in the first movie. This one, they were like, let's go full on heavy, making Colossus look small, and that was cool.
For some reason, I didn't think Juggernaut was bigger than Colossus. I don't know why.
I always thought Juggernaut was bigger than Colossus.
But like in the old school X-Men game, he looked like a giant ball. Like, remember the one
Which one?
The old school X-Men game I have.
Oh, the fighting one? Okay, yeah.
He looks like a giant ball of rock.
He's a big-ass mud ball. I don't know what to call that.
And you can't even hit him in the game. It's not fair.
If you've played Marvel vs. Capcom 2, he is probably the biggest character in that game. He dwarfs Thanos. And Thanos, granted, is not like, crazy big, but he's big as shit. But he dwarfs Thanos. But like, yeah, I thought that fight was cool as shit. Even when everyone was like trying to take him on at the same time, Deadpool, Cable, and Domino, I thought that was dope. And Negasonic Teenage Witch Warhead shows up in a bit. But
stop calling her Teenage Witch.
I know. I heard myself do it, and I'm like, it's critical. Even Deadpool.
Just say Negasonic.
Negasonic. I'm calling her by her whole name. Let me have this.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
I'm gonna get it right. Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Damn.
But yeah, they show up as well. But a little bit toward the tail end. We'll get to that. But yeah, right now it's pretty much the Russell is after the headmaster, trying to kill him because he was torturing him at this little
He tortured mutants, including Domino.
And apparently he's the pedophile. that's the running joke with that as well.
Yeah. I don't know why they were torturing children, so I don't care.
Right.
But he's the only one left, and Russell didn't kill him. So that whole scene. So during that thing, Russell's chasing this guy around the building, blowing shit up. He's feeling the power, all this stuff. And then, Deadpool and Cable. Cable's like, this shit ain't working. He's out of control. I gotta kill him. Deadpool's like, give me time. It fails. Russell blasts him after he gets a hug from him. and then Cable shoots it, and Deadpool jumps in front of it. And then there were...
But while he's got the collar on, by the way, that saps his power. So he's not regenerating from this shit.
Yeah. So he's not regenerating, and he's like, alright, I'm going to finally die, see Vanessa. And they're happy. You get to see Ryan Reynolds' normal face for the first time ever.
Yep.
And Cable allegedly decided to go back in time for a different reason, but he did it to save Deadpool.
He showed some heart. I'll give Cable that. He was being a badass the whole movie, but like he actually showed some heart here.
Yeah, he goes back in time and saves Deadpool's life. So instead of shooting him through the chest, he shoots him on the collar.
Mm-hmm.
So basically removing the collar, and then Deadpool's alive. Russell's good again. Cable's children are alive. Yada yada.
But Cable can't go back to the future now.
Or can he?
Well, he can, but Deadpool. We're gonna get to about Deadpool doing some dumb shit with it. But yeah.
Yeah, but the first time Deadpool, like the original timeline before Cable went back, everything else I mentioned was right. Russell's on the good path now. Cable children's alive. Cable time thing is working, but Deadpool's dead, and he takes the
weirdest death scene in movie history. I was like, oh my god, this is getting awkward now.
Yeah. Like, everyone was crying for him. I still... One thing I say about the Deadpool movies, they write his relationship with his girl really good.
I think so, too. I think she's probably the only person on the planet who can, like, be with him, yo.
Yeah.
But she's weird. And she likes burnt face.
I don't think she likes burnt face, because the first time she saw it, she was like, whoa. But that's the man she loves, so she got over it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I hope it don't feel as burnt as it look. That's all I'm saying. And like, it's not the second podcast.
Right. I knew exactly where you're going. I was like, oh, I see the rabbit hole opening. Hold up.
I was just saying, is everywhere burnt? That's all I was gonna say.
I mean, considering how the first movie went, probably.
So how does it work?
I don't want to know. It's not that kind of podcast. We already talked about that. I'm not trying to get into the science of burnt, appendages and other appendages, okay?
Hey, I guess as long as it's functioning, whatever.
I mean, maybe his healing factor is healing it up enough to work. We're talking about it anyway. But yeah, maybe it's all healed up enough to work, like...
Not heal it, but make it work.
Well, yeah, not heal it. It's going to look probably, like, bad, but, it can
like
get the job done.
Hot dog.
Right, because they were talking about having kids, so I'm assuming, alright, this is... By the way, she gave him, like, an IUD for a gift, which is kind of a little strange.
She was just trying to let him know
That's weird. Don't put it in the box. Don't give it to me. Throw it out and just tell me the news. That's the gift, okay?
Damn. She was trying to let him know that she was open for business. She ain't had to be
all that theatrical about it.
But that's them. That's how they work. They like doing weird shit like that.
I guess.
They are meant to be together. But, yeah. So, basically, Cable saved Deadpool's life, which I thought was really cool. The weirdest death scene ever. Agree with Michael on that one.
Oh yeah.
And what was it? After that, Deadpool teases Cable like, "Oh, you like me, yada yada."
Which is great because that means they showed the way they left it off. They showed like Cable's gonna be the next one.
So they become a family, which is why it becomes a family film according to Deadpool. Right. But it's not. Do not bring your children, and if you do, it's your fault.
Oh yeah, listen. Don't bring it to the first one or the second one.
The first one to me, especially with that whole sex montage.
Yeah.
You just want to have an interesting conversation with your child.
Like, you got some questions to answer if they got questions now. So.
Be like,
Dad, what's the strap on? Okay, ask your mom.
Mom, what's the strap on?
Ask your dad.
He know. Right.
No, put two and two together, you figure it out. Or you can just have them Google it. There's always that. Please.
No, don't have them Google that.
I mean, I'm not co-signing that, just to let y'all, before someone comes in the comments like, oh my god, he's telling kids to go Google strap-on. It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. That was just a poor... once in a while I tell jokes that aren't that funny, guys. Fucking sue me, okay?
Damn, you went on a rant. I was like, go.
Please, if you want to talk about them, just do it responsibly, and just pull that Band-Aid off, okay? Please.
Yeah, and that's basically the end of the movie. Him, Domino, Fire Fist, Colossus, Cable, Megasonic and her girlfriend Yukio become like a team, and I think that's really cool. And then I want to talk about the post credits, which is basically Deadpool.
Well, mid credit because there was no post credits in this movie.
Yeah, Well, I call it post credit only because it's like I think of it more of after the movie. But yeah, after the movie, they had like after credit scenes where what you call it? Deadpool's just going back in time, doing stupid things. He saved all the X-Force people, and then he sent some of the people home. He saved his girl.
We saw him save Pete. We don't see him save everybody though. That's a problem.
No, I think he did.
No, he saved Pete. He said, "Pete, just turn around and go home." That was it. I think everyone else actually died.
We don't know.
Okay, fine. He never explicitly. You're right. I agree with Shanique on this one. They never explicitly said he saved the whole X-Force, but we did see him save Pete and tell him, "Don't bother, walking towards here or saving."
No, but I remember he was screaming out other things to the other members that were coming down. But you know what? Hey, whatever. He saved at least more of the team members, right? He went back into, which I thought was funny. He went back to his old self, Ryan Reynolds, and was like, "Don't do that movie," and shot him in the back of the head.
Because Ryan Reynolds was saying, "Oh, I'm finally done with this, I'm just paraphrasing here, but like this masterpiece," and you thought it was Green Lantern on the title, and he caught a bullet in the head, and I thought that was fucking hilarious.
And then he shot the older version of Deadpool from X-Men Origin.
Like 100 times.
Like 100 times.
He saw Wolverine, and he just shot him once first, and he just took the rest of his rage out. I was like, just fuck it, just empty the whole goddamn clip in the fake Deadpool here. Which, yes, I agree. Just erase it from history. Thank you, Days of Future Past. Wait, I don't think Days of Future Past. Yeah, I think Days of Future Past probably did reset that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank God.
His Wolverine's origins is completely different.
Yeah, right.
Because of Days of Future Past.
Right.
What else? He went back and saved his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So Vanessa's still alive. Where else did he go?
I think that was it. No Stan Lee cameos in this one, which I realized as well. Unless I missed it.
Was he in? And was the cameo in the first one? Because I didn't think there was.
Yeah, remember he was in the strip club.
Oh, every time that old man, I don't appreciate the cameos. So
I like.
I keep forgetting who he is. So
old man who made Marvel what it is. Show some respect. Comment in the comments. # show some goddamn respect, Shanique.
They won't, because no one cares. No one cares about Stan Lee, besides Marvel fans.
That's what I said. We should stir off millions of. You're right.
So there are a million people that don't care. Well, there are billions of people in this world.
That's because they don't know better. That's fine.
Whatever. Anyway, there was no Stan Lee. Was there anything else?
No, we covered this movie. Excellent. If you want to see like a really good movie right now, please go see Deadpool 2. Yeah. Let me know if you really think it's better than the first one, because I think they're both the same to me.
Nah.
I don't think we did a podcast on the first one.
Deadpool 1 is first. Is better.
I will watch them both.
No, I'm not saying like Deadpool 2 is bad. I'm just saying Deadpool 1 is better. Neither of them are a bad movie.
Because my thing about Deadpool 1, which I'll give Advanced Deadpool 2 is, 1, Colossus fight was better. 2, Juggernaut. And except he didn't do the thing in X-Men 3 where he's like, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch," when he's going up against Kitty.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little corny, but this Juggernaut was way more cartoony, like back in the 90s X-Men cartoony type.
Yeah.
But I'll give the very slight edge Deadpool 2 if I was to really, get down to nitty gritty. But I'll still, I'll really just put him as a tie for real.
Yeah. Well, he on his own tie, but definitely for me, Deadpool 1 is better.
Okay.
But Deadpool 2, it's not a bad movie and it's not a bad follow-up. It's just that overall, I like Deadpool 1 more. Mm-hmm. And I laughed more in the first one than I did the second one. But I will say, closing remarks, see the movie.
Absolutely. Must see.
Yeah, it's one of the better movies of the year, probably. And it's funny, and it has good action, and it's a great sequel.
Family movie, man.
No, it's not.
Bring your family to the movie.
Okay, you know what? Bring your family.
Unless they're kids. Don't bring kids.
According to Michael, family. So, now you're going to put a disclaimer on the family?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my sentence wasn't done. You cut me off. Don't bring your kids.
Don't bring your kids. But yeah, go see the movie and let us know what you guys think. Anything else to say? Or?
No, just go see the movie, guys. It's excellent. It's better than the trailers. You're in for a surprise unless you got spoiled by us. But outside of that, excellent movie.
Yeah, I definitely recommend people seeing it. So, Guys, hit us up on Twitter at Echo U Podcast. You can also find us on any social media sites, including Facebook, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, all under Echo Underground Podcast. And if you are on your phone and want to listen to us, you can find us on any podcasting sites. Including I think Apple Music, because they have podcasts as well. We're all under Echo Underground Podcast, and we see you guys the next episode. Bye.
See ya.